Where's Lion? Well, we are very happy that today the final report of an international observer group accredited duly by INEC, that is the European Union Observation Mission. Their final report was today tendered and admitted in evidence by the court. And you see that the witness who came from INEC, a director from INEC, read out the findings in that report, which clearly stated that that election fell before expectation, fell below expectation, and that only 31% of what was reported was mathematically accurate. So we think that this is a very good one.
How significant is the tendering of this report, considering the fact that the witness was not the legal?
No. The important thing is it's a certified document. So that is what is very material. It doesn't matter whether it's tendered through the witness or not. The important thing is the document itself. And in law, we say the document speaks for itself. So we're very happy.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Welcome. Sorry about the noise and the background. It had been raining cat and dog in Abuja since night. So pardon me for the noise of the rain you may be hearing at the background. That's the way it is, but I have to make this video before I run off to do other things. You know, the video you just watched is the lawyers of Atiku Abubakar expressing excitement on what happened in the courts when the INEC witness appeared in court on Monday. And that appearance, you know, the witness that's supposed to appear for P2B didn't appear. But that of Atiku Abubakar came. And you saw the lawyer of Atiku Abubakar saying that they were happy because the final reports of an international organization, observer group, that was credited by INEC, that's the European Union Observation Mission, that their final report was tendered and admitted in evidence by the court. And that the witness that came from INEC, a director, is a director from INEC, read out the findings in that report, which clearly stated that the election fell below expectation and that only 31% of what was reported was mathematically accurate. You can imagine only 31% was mathematically accurate. And you know, an election is something supposed to be so precise. You're not supposed to get to the level of only 31% of what was reported was mathematically accurate. So that's why the lawyers of Atiku, they are excited that that document was admitted in court. And that what was admitted was the certified true copy of that report. And you know, that report was a damning report, which calls to question the election that brought Bola Ahmed Tinubu to power. The legitimacy of his presidency was called to question by the final report of the European Union. That's why you see Tinubu and his aides, they were kicking, accusing European Union of interference in Nigerian politics. Whereas European Union didn't do anything like that. They were duly accredited, certified by INEC to come to Nigeria to monitor the election. And the idea of interference, they used the guideline of INEC. The same guideline of INEC is what they use in judging INEC. They didn't say that INEC should follow the way they vote in France or the way they carry out the electoral process in France or in Switzerland or in Turkey or any other European Union country. They use the guideline of INEC to judge INEC performance, and INEC failed woefully. Now they are accusing them of interference in Nigerian politics, interference in Nigeria's election. This is an organization that donated billions of naira. European Union donated billions of naira to the Nigerian electoral process to help INEC conduct better election. So why do you collect their money if you don't want to hear their own side of the story? In any case, you are the one that invited them. You are the one that accredited them. So that document is an indictment on the election of Aswad Bola Tinubu. And now it is interesting and good that the court has admitted it in evidence. How Tinubu will survive all this, because it's a confirmation. What the things that contained in that report is exactly the things that took Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar to court. That the election was conducted substantially outside the laws, the electoral laws of Nigeria. So that's another arsenal. That report by the European is another arsenal in the hands of Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar to ensure that the election of Tinubu is annulled. And that is a reminder to the justices that that report was done by the international community, and they are watching what the justices will do. It's not just Nigerians that are watching what is going on. The international community are also watching. So the rulings that the justices will do have to be based on the law and evidence, and not by sentiments. It is what should be in the best interest of the law, evidence, and the future of Nigeria. The lawyers of Atiku on Monday did a good job in making that INEC witness to read out the findings, part of the findings from that report by European Union Observer Mission. It was an own goal by INEC, and it's going to go a long way in determining the outcome of the election if our justices are really independent and know what they are supposed to do for the good of the country. Now, so many things played out in the court from the report we have. Now, besides the issue of the acknowledgement or the admittance in evidence of the European Union report, Other things happened in the court because one of the witness that is an expert, the ANEC witness, is an ICT expert. So let us look at what happened when he appeared in terms of defending the issue of electronics transmission of results. In the election that was conducted on February 25, Tinubu was declared winner of the election with 8.7 million votes, Atiku second with 6.9 million votes, and P2B 6.1 million votes came third. Now, at the resumed, and P2B and Atiku Abubakar are challenging that result and the declaration of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner. At the resumed proceeding on Monday, INEC's lawyer, Abubakar Mahmood, called the first witness, Lawrence Bayode, an assistant director in charge of INEC ICT. Mr. Bayode is an ICT expert with proven decades of work experience with the Independent National Electoral Commission. He was led in evidence by Abubakar Mahmood, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and INEC's lead counsel. Mahmood tendered a set of documents comprising letters from the APC, the All Progressive Congress, and addressed to the Electoral Commission, announcing the withdrawal of Kashim Shettima from the Borno Central Senatorial election. One of the things that both Atiku and P2B are challenging is that there was double nomination allegation against Kashim Shettima, the vice president and the running mate of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the election. So the INEC lawyer presented evidence or letters from APC showing that there's a letter from APC withdrawing the nomination of Kashim Shettima as a senatorial candidate. Okay, so that letter was tendered, but it was objected by Chris Uche, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who is the lead counsel of Atiku Abubakar. He objected to the admissibility of the documents, while Wale Olanipeku, the Tinubu's lawyer, and the APC counsel did not object. Olanipeku, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and the APC lawyer, they cross-examined the witness on the beavers used for the presidential election. This is a very important process, because one of the reasons they want to see this election nullified by Tinubu, by Atiku and P2B, is that INEC did not transmit the result as they said they would on real time. So these people are now they are now in court to defend their inability to transmit that result and to prove that you don't need, that the glitches did not affect the election outcome. The so-called glitches they claim, which already we know in the first part of this case, P2B brought somebody who have presented evidence in court to show that there were no glitches on the election day. Okay. Now, responding to Olanipeku's inquiry, Mr. Bayode said images captured with Beaver's machine require data services for them to be uploaded on the internet. However, he clarified that photographic copies of polling stations' results captured on Beavers, whether transmitted manually or electronically do not affect the integrity of an election. It can't be true. What they are saying can't be true because they told us and they told Nigerians that that electronic transmission, the result that is uploaded there is the one that is used to check any fault in any other place. If there are conflicts, that is the authentic result. Okay? So now, for them now to come and say that it doesn't really matter, I don't think it makes sense. However, he clarified that photographic copies of polling stations' results captured on beavers, whether transmitted manually or electronically, does not affect the integrity of the results. So now they are claiming that whether the result is transmitted manually or electronically, it does not affect the results. So why did we waste all our time talking about electronic transmission of results as the game changer in the election if we can still rely on manual? Why waste our resources? That's the big question that needs to be answered by INEC. The witness noted that the presidential election conducted by INEC and won by the presidential candidate of APC, Tinubu, was free, fair, and in substantial compliance with the Electoral Act. Well, that is not what the European Union Observer Mission report said, and that is not what was observed on the ground, and that was not what was obtained by independent assessors of the election, where, for example, in Rivers State, it had been tabulated by Premium Times and the BBC and found out that it was P2B that won. Meanwhile, it was Tinubu that was given the state. There are also substantial evidence which P2B has presented in court that he won Benue, but it was given to Tinubu as the winner. So such incidences, and there are also indication that Tinubu did not even get up to 25% of the vote cast in Lagos, and that they allegedly padded a lot of votes for him in Lagos for him to get up to 500,000 votes. These are issues that P2B has already presented and his team had already presented evidence in court, which should form the basis of the final judgment. So for INEC official to come there, ICT person to say that the election was free, fair, and in substantial compliance with the Electoral Act, majority of Nigerians will not agree with him. And the evidence that have been presented in court by P2B especially, and then by Atiku Abubakar, does not show that the election was free, fair, and in substantial compliance with the Electoral Act. But it's now left for the justices to decide what happened. They have the final say. Under cross-examination by Mr. Fabemi, the APC lawyer, Mr. Bayode explained that the glitch on the day of election did not affect the actual scores of the candidates as at the election. That the glitches did not affect the outcome. No, why people are saying that they affected the outcome is that the secrecy. You told Nigerians that they will see the result dropping in real time from all over the world. When they didn't see it, it makes logical sense to believe that the result was being manipulated. And already you saw the European Union saying that even the calculation, how Tinubu emerged, the mathematical calculations didn't add up. INEC couldn't explain how they got all these things. so that it could be independently verified. It's all tied down to that failure to transmit that result on real time. And already there are ample evidence to prove that there were no glitches. So it's a lie, going by the evidence presented by Amazon Web Services, that there were no glitches. So where did he get the glitch he's talking about, that he didn't, that there was glitch? And I respected the lawyers of Atiku Abubakar to let him define what is a glitch, because Amazon Web Service, that is in charge of the protection of the Amazon INEC server, so there were no problems that day. So it's for this ICT person to come and claim that the glitches does not affect the actual scores of the candidates at the election, as the result of each candidate remain the same. That's not true. That's not true. Already an evidence that was presented by a mathematician hired by P2B showed that there were 18,088 blood result sheets that was used in declaring Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And that, in the calculation, that 18,000 point a number of about 2.5 million Nigerians. And now if you remove that 2.5 million from 8.7 million that Tinubu used in winning, Tinubu's number will drop to 6.2 million. So with which figure did they use to give at Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu 8.7 million votes when 18,088 blank results, blood results? Nobody could explain what was inside them. It was also part of what they used in giving him the winner. So that's a fact. The mathematician, who is a data analyst, he presented evidence. That's 18,088 ballot result sheets, blood. Are they part of the process that Tinubu emerged? And he, in his calculation, that's voters of made about 2.5 million voters that was not recorded, but was recorded for Tinubu, obviously. And he said that if you remove that amount from Tinubu's vote, those blood result sheets, he will get his number, his figure will drop to 6.2 million. He will no longer have the highest number of votes cast, and thus ineligible to be declared winner of the election. So how can, and all these things were possible because they allegedly created imaginary glitches which stopped the results from being shown real time as the results of the senatorial election and House of Reps was being uploaded. Elections that were held the same day, the same hour, the same minute, the same second with the presidential election. The glitches only affected the presidential election. It's only in Nigeria that kind of thing will happen, and the result is still being debated that it is okay, it is free and fair, it meets the substantial requirement of the Electoral Act. Only in a country like Nigeria, a country that is so corrupt that they have to generate a word to define the Nigeria's corruption: kleptocracy. I will soon do a video on kleptocracy. It was coined by a German sociologist, in trying to explain the kind of corruption that is so unique to Nigeria that he never found anywhere. It was in 1968 he did that research. Only a country like Nigeria will you have these imaginary glitches, and people are still believing that the election was free, fair. Only a country like Nigeria, that a German sociologist defined the corruption in Nigeria as kleptocracy, because there were no word he could generate in the research he carried out. Endemic corruption. Corruption that people are so at home with it that they can tolerate it. That's why you didn't allow the results to drop as a promise, yet you are claiming that it was fair and fair. European Union have told European Union observers said that they cannot even verify the results that INEC announced their winner, because how they calculated it, the calculation didn't add up. It's left for the lawyers of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi to do what is needful, so that the onus will now be on the justices to either allow this country to continue to be ridiculed among community of nations. Now, in the defense of the result, because this INEC ICT person came to defend their results, the result they use in announcing Tinubu as the winner, he added that there was no election. He said there was no electronic collection of results after the ballot, as it was done manually. Now, Mr. Fabemi further drew the witness' attention to the pre-election notice by INEC, stating that electronic collection of results was not feasible, which Mr. Bayode answered in the affirmative, agreeing with him. Specifically, the notice was issued on the 23rd of February, 2 days before the presidential election, and published in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. A certified copy of it was tendered and admitted in evidence. But the Mr. Uche, senior advocate of Nigeria, lawyer for Atiku Abubakar, objected to his admissibility. So at the end of the day, what is going on now is the battle to defend the glitches. And it's a battle that I do not think that INEC can survive it. Because the evidence that was presented by Amazon Web Service witness, who explained the processes of glitches or any glitches, was clear that there were no glitches when Peter Obi brought that witness in court. So it will be interesting to see how Peter Obi's lawyers will handle this ICT official who claimed that there was glitches, so that he will explain what glitch means, what type of glitch. Because the other day, when China's television anchor Shegun Okumbale was asking Festus Okoye to define the glitch, he was speaking from both sides of the mouth and couldn't say anything reasonable. So there's a need now to let this witness, when he's grilled by Peter Obi's and Labour Party's lawyers, to explain what glitches mean, what it means that made it impossible for them to transmit the presidential election results, but allow them to transmit senatorial and House of Assembly, National and the House of Representatives results directly from the same beavers machine on February 25. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have any video, you'll be among the first to know. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like this video, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. God bless you and yours.